So my people, you're welcome to this live video once again. This is your Blessedom page. So if you are not yet subscribed to my page, you know you can subscribe. You can click on that turquoise sign, like, you know, like love in the middle with turquoise color, and you can follow the instruction, or you can send me stars. You can click on the stars and follow the instruction and send me stars, you know. So stars is like a digital gift that helps me to earn some money while I am doing the live stream. So you can send me stars as appreciation, as support, you see. So if you are not yet sending me stars, please do that. Don't just be looking at me, send me stars. So thank you so much. So in this video today, I want to explore this thing we are seeing today on social media. Not just today, it has been everywhere on social media in the past, but you know, I was looking at it, you know, when politics is going on, opposition have their own things that they will throw at the other party, and you know, it's going back and forth. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it's just politics, you know. But today I had the opportunity to look into the form that I learned that this is what Tinubu for 2023 presidency submitted to Inec. And the question is this really what was submitted? I posted it before I started this video. So if you have not seen what I'm talking about, you can check the post before this video. And yeah, there's a picture there with People's Gazette. That one is a difference of, you know, that's also what was trending today. But the other forms, there are 4 forms that he filled out what he was going for the presidency, and the schools attended, nothing for primary, nothing for secondary, and the certificate, they said there's nothing available, everything has been taken by soldiers. So the question is this really what was submitted? Is this really what was submitted? And if this is what was submitted, is this enough? Is this enough? If you say, okay, you don't have your qualifications, you don't have anything to show for your background, and then is this enough? Like, honestly, just because maybe it has happened in the past, should we continue like that? Is it enough? So the question, first of all, is to establish. I would like somebody to really refute this and say, no, this is not what was submitted. This is fake news. You know, that would be like, okay, fine, we'll leave it there. It's fake news. Somebody is just kind of being mischievous. But is this really what was submitted? So I'm open to your calls and submission or video. Is this really what was submitted? And then I was looking at the whole thing, and then I saw the video that this man did. So I'm going to play that video right now. The video that Bode Thomas did. Is it Bode Thomas or somebody, Bode George? Yeah. He
Oh God. That, look, I can bet.
I'll just increase the volume a little bit.
Oh God. That, look, I can bet you any amount of money. Let Bola bring out his certificate of his primary school, his secondary school, and the university he attended. We want to see them. Because I remember in 1998 or 1999, when we had the elections, you know, Afikuyomi was the one. When they raised and pulled his papers that he filled to Inec, they now asked him to produce all those papers. He said he went to Government College Ibadan and the children home school in Ibadan. We went there, we checked. What year? Where is your certificate? Nothing. When they were going to hoist him, he quickly said that it wasn't him that signed it. It was Afikuyomi that filled it. You know, look on you your certificate. If you have genuine certificate, you went to a particular school, you must have friends who, because you won't be the only one in that college. Let's see them. I am shocked that Ogunlewe will be saying this in public. He knows for real that this fellow doesn't have all these certificates, and I'm not hiding it. Let him bring them out. Look, the days of lying and telling a load of bull is over. Completely over. Whatever you have, tell us. If you are from whatever, tell us. Why are you afraid? You must be afraid because you know that people will find out a lot of things that are illegal. That's why. The educated is the best educated, is the one who how. Money shows the day. What was his achievement in Lagos?
Okay, so this is an interview that was done on Arise TV, and this is what this man has to say. And this man is in the same age range with Patunubu, and he is saying this thing openly, and there's not been any refutal. But the judge has been against it ever since for anything from him political. Yeah, but it doesn't matter whether he is against him, but can we say for a fact, like, I feel like if somebody is bringing this kind of allegation, the burden of proof then is on Patinubu and his team to bring out his certification that qualifies him for the position that he's going for. Because the same thing happened in the time of Buhari. Buhari didn't have the certificate, and we saw how it was given to him while he was already president. He didn't have it. What he had was a recommendation. That was what we saw. He had a recommendation, and then while he was president, the WAEC people went to his house. He was on television. They went there and gave it to him. I believe there's a law against slander. So if this man is saying something that is slanderous against his person to destroy his reputation and slander his person, then he has the state apparatus to charge him to court for slander. Yeah. So the question is now, like this thing I posted today, the thing is still shocking me. And he wrote that I went on self-exile from October. So they said this is what was submitted to Inec. So the question is this really what was submitted to Inec? Does anybody know? I don't know. Like, I'm not all art. I'm trying to find out. This is more like, an inquisition, if you may. Like, we're like trying to find out what is the truth about this. Really, because he said I went to self-exile from October 1994 to October 1998. When I returned and discovered that all my property, including all the documents relating to my qualifications and my certificate in respect of paragraph 3 above, were looted by unknown soldiers. I don't know, like, if your document is missing, maybe you can go to WAEC with your name and they will reproduce it. No, I don't know, because, for example, if you did WAEC and you have WAEC, all you need is your name and your date of birth. You will go to the WAEC headquarters. They will bring it out for you. Yeah, they're supposed to bring it out. Like me, if I say I don't know where my WAEC is now, and then I have my name and my year of birth, exactly how I sat the exam, they will bring it out now. It happens all the time. No, but this is a serious something, because he's going for the highest position in the country. If somebody, like, let's assume you have a shop or a company and you want to employ somebody, will you accept that somebody give you this kind of submission? That is, if it is what was submitted. So if you have not seen the document I'm talking about, check the post that I made before. So they said this is the form that was submitted. So if this was the form that was submitted, then this is like almost, for me, it will be the classical case of defending the indefensible, because here it says his date of birth. It says it says everything about him, that he was born on the 29th of March in 1952. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter how old he is. We can say, okay, age may be a factor, but may also not be a factor, because of course people age differently. But then for him to say that he doesn't have his wire, that it was taken away, he doesn't have his documents, and in the section where they were talking about the schools attended, then you see that there is nothing for primary school, is blank. There's nothing for secondary school, is blank, and the years are 000 blank. Can this really be for real? Like, I don't know. Is this really what was submitted to Inec? And if this is what is submitted to Inec, is it enough? Like, does it hold water? Is it enough to give somebody that kind of qualification? I don't know. I don't believe this. No? Good evening, Chima. I greet you. Good evening. Kola Bello say, Madam, Tinubu does not have time for people like Bode George. There's freedom of information that's open to everyone. Bode George can easily contact INEC for information about whatever Tinubu submitted. Yeah, but I'm talking about what is on the net that Tinubu submitted. That's what I'm talking about now. That's what I'm actually talking about, that I saw it online and I posted it. Is this then what is submitted? That's what I'm asking. Is this what was submitted? So I don't know if you can read it. This is what I'm talking about. This is the place I'm talking about in the form. You can pause it and read it maybe later, or you can check the post I made. Are you seeing it? So in the one for secondary education is blank, like blank, nothing there. Showing you again. I don't know, it's not clear. Yeah, now can you see it? Primary 000, secondary 000, completely blank. So Team VAT Tinubu 2023, is this really what was submitted to INEC? Because even if it is an allegation, and you are gunning for the highest office of the federation, because Buhari did it and got away with it because of the hype and all the everybody just saying no, like everybody was kind of defending it, but I wonder, like, this is ludicrous. Like, how can this be? Like, if you have your WAEC anytime T, you can always go to WAEC, West African office, and they will give it to you. You just have to bring your name and your number, they will give it to you. And in all these years, I mean, even if you didn't have it, in all these years, like 30 years ago, you could have just written one and you will have it. That's why we have GCE. You can just rewrite it and you have it, Because I don't understand why it is okay that this will be that is, if it is, or if it is. I don't know if it is, but if this is what was submitted, this is worrisome. This is unacceptable, honestly. Like, anybody that will be defending this will be defending the indefensible. Like, there's nothing to defend there. And if this is what is really submitted to INEC, then INEC has a duty to the Nigerian population, because you can't go to any office itself to be a teacher, to be anything. You can't even. I remember when one of my relative wanted to join the civil service. They even needed the primary school original certificate. They needed it for you to go into civil service. They needed not just statement of result, they needed the real certificate, they needed your real WAEC certificate, not statement of result. That is to go into civil service, like from the low level in a local government area. So if you're talking about somebody that's going to go to the highest office in the country, this is very, very, very unacceptable, honestly. Like, let's tell ourselves the truth. And if we want a country that will move forward, like all the things that have been going on, like, where, like, at some point we need to start telling ourselves the truth, because there is nothing here. And if he went to Chicago University, like I heard Chicago State University, and then he submitted something to that regard. So everything he submitted that to get into that state university. If it was a private university, then it can be difficult. Maybe the private university have closed up, is no longer existing. But Chicago State University is a state university, so it's going to be existing as long as that state is existing. So the Chicago State University can still pull up the material he used to apply for his stay there, and then he will have it. Like, there is absolutely no excuse why he will not have it as things stand today. There's absolutely no excuse. Like, maybe you say, okay, primary school, I don't know, but secondary school, WAEC, that's almost like the basis, the foundation of everything. Why will somebody not have it? Me, I still have the one of my primary school. I still have the one for my primary school. I still have the one from my secondary school. I remember here in this country, when I needed to update my my pension, for later when I retire, they needed to upgrade something. They were asking me, what have I done in my life? They needed to see my record when I was working in my life, when I was going to school, and they needed all those records. I had to bring it here. So, like, ask anybody here, if you don't have it, you start from beginning again, because you have to have something. So people who came from Nigeria who didn't have anything, they had to start from beginning, doing German course, passing some level, then doing apprenticeship. Like, from there they started getting the documentation, because you have to have something, so you don't just miss the foundation and you are somewhere. There must be something that prompted you up to get to that place. And at any time, you will always be bringing it up. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Like here, if you want to do Asbidung, like, it's like going for apprenticeship training. You have to bring everything you have done. You have to bring it. You have to bring it. And we're talking about presidency. So if the Nigerian people are not taking the office of the presidency that serious, that somebody will not have WAEC certificate, cannot produce it, and it will be enough, and it will be okay, then we don't have any we cannot even begrudge anybody for doing any other thing, because, like, I mean, this is the highest office in the country, so this is something that needs to be addressed. Is it a lie? Is it a slander? Then it needs to be taken up by the Team Tinubu, Team BAT 2023. You get to answer to this. You have to assuage this interest and say, no, this is not what was submitted, and bring out what actually was submitted to the INEC. And, because this kind of thing cannot be shrouded, this kind of thing, because when they pulled out the one of Obi and said, okay, he got a pass, that one is there. it's evident, it's available, it's a pass. Okay, fine. So where is this other one? I don't know about Atiku. I've heard that he has just one ordinary diploma in hygiene. I don't know about that one. And I've heard that Kwakwanso had HND. He had a HND, then he went abroad. I don't know whether he studied more in abroad. I don't know. But this is something that cannot be allowed to just die down like that. This is something that needs to be addressed. This is fears that needs to be assuaged. And there is nothing to defend here, honestly. If they let Bode George go to court and prove it. My people, face system where bloggers are not doing the investigating what's supposed to be conducted. My brother, I don't know. You said that has lost her voice. I've not lost my voice, so I've not lost my own. He said, how are you sure the intelligence don't have the record? I don't know. I don't know whether they have the record now. Really? What? Our brother is saying that the case have gone to court and he won. Really? If our intelligence agency have the records, why is it not a public record like advanced countries do when you are going for a top public office? All these things they are talking about is just the case. But my question is this: what is actually Tinubu by profession? Okay, he's a former governor. What do you mean I need to stand firm on the truth? He said I'm trusting politicians. This is something somebody has come out to say, and it's a serious something. It's a serious something. And this is not just, I'm not just talking about what Bode George said. I'm talking about the documents that are out there as that it is what was submitted, like I'm showing. Okay, let's forget about what Bode George said. And then let's talk about the documents that was supposed to be what was submitted to Inec. Is that what was submitted to Inec? Is what was submitted to Inec the records really missing? And if they are really missing, is that really admissible and acceptable and proper? Is it something that is acceptable for Inec? Like, really? Like, how can Inec accept something like that and say it is all right that somebody doesn't have WAEC, that doesn't have primary school, no matter, sometimes even it can be a different name. It doesn't matter, because as a child, maybe you were under so care, you answer so name, it's okay, you were so play. It doesn't matter, you were a child. But where is the record? There has to be a record. Nobody fell from the sky. So you say if you were stolen by unknown soldier, fine, you have been able to go abroad and you went to university in abroad. So what is the document you submitted to the university abroad? You can go back to the university record and then we send it to you. Yeah, it happens. Like when I needed to do some documentation here, they asked me, okay, my university qualification, my bachelor, my master, it was not enough. I had to give it to them, the name of the school, and I have to write to my universities, and they had to send it direct. Like it doesn't even have to come in contact with me. It's going directly to the office. That is how it happens. So you have to be open to that kind of, like, if you have the qualification, you have it. Life can happen, things can happen on the way, but along the line, you have your name, You have submitted it somewhere before. There is a serial number to every certificate. So if you have submitted it somewhere before and you lost it, and for example you've gone to university, before you submitted it, it was there, and before you did that, you have gone to NYSC, and NYSC, you would have submitted your documents before you did it. Okay, fine. Then you went abroad, you went to Chicago State University, you must have submitted your documents to gain admission. So it's just for them to pull it out. The records are always there, and the records are moving to digital. They move everything. There's nothing left missing, Bendo said he's an accountant by profession. And Nura said, with due respect, Mr. Blessedom, opposition can go to any length to tarnish the image of. Let me tell you, it's not about Nigeria. If you come out for public office anywhere in the world, the opposition will look for anything to go at you. Somehow it's accepted that they don't go near your children because your children are just out of, but sometimes they try. But the opposition, the below the belt, when they say below the belt, anything that will get you, punch you, bring you down, that is what opposition is for. Anywhere in the world. For example, here in Germany, there was a woman that she was going for to be the leader of a party. Do you know what brought her that? They said in her thesis, they were looking for what they will use against this woman. They said in her dissertation, there is a quote she put in her PhD dissertation, in her thesis in the PhD. She quoted something that is not her own. She didn't give it the proper credit to who have that quote, and she put it in her thesis as her own, and it's called plagiarism. For this reason, they brought it to the limelight. The university that granted her that PhD reacted immediately. They looked at it, they said yes, she committed plagiarism. They pulled down her PhD status. It has happened to many people. Once it happened, we're not talking about the result, we're talking about your thesis that you wrote and submitted, that qualified you to have your PhD title. They will sit down and be reading it word for word. Did you really do the findings, the research you did? Did you really carry it out, or you just went to do copy and paste? So it is the job of the opposition, but it is the job of your own campaign to, be up and doing and assuage that criticism and bring it to rest. For example, we also in Obama case, they said, oh, bring your birth certificate, you were not born in America. They even form Batters Association, Batter. They will go at anything. It's opposition, it is normal. So that is, by the way, the document I'm looking at, if this is the document that was submitted to Inec, then it is fraudulent. It is outright fraudulent. It is not correct. It is improper. It is outrightly unacceptable. You cannot submit something like this to go for the highest office in the land. It is not right. Just because it's Patunubu doesn't make it right. Honestly, if we want to be truthful to ourselves, because even if you want to employ somebody to take care of your shop, you cannot employ somebody that don't have basic record of their secondary school. It's impossible. If we want to tell ourselves the truth, if we really want to tell ourselves the truth. So if opposition is pointing it out, if opposition finds this out and is using it, then it is the proper thing to do. So this is where the team Tinubu and Team Bat has to come in and sue the opposition for slander and take them to court and bring out the real paper that was submitted. If it is different from what they are posting around, there's nothing more that can be said about that, honestly. Yeah, when Obama was accused that his birth certificate was fake, he has to show it to the public. Exactly. He said, I think he has both primary and secondary school, but if he tender it, then it will show his true age. It will mean that it will mean that he has given false info to INEC, which implies he might be lying and disqualified. Okay, that's a possibility. That still doesn't make it right. Okay. Um. All his classmates are dead. If you want, he can mention names only if you will know them. I don't know. Are they saying the truth or not? That is the question. No, but we are not the one that is supposed to go to Chicago to check. But honestly, the opposition can do that. But because of data rights protection, the opposition cannot have access to such information. It is only the owner of that information that will have access to it, unless if something has happened to him and his family can have access to it. Hello, Grace. Tinubu graduated from University of Emiloko. Oh God. Good evening, Obe. Yes, when he was the governor, Femi Falana was his lawyer. Okay. Blessedom is very easy. Let them take him to court for disqualification. The argument holds no water. If I was the opposition, I would do that, because this is really very credible. This is credible. And then also the question to INEC is, INEC, if this was submitted to you, is this okay for you to accept? Is this what INEC should do? I mean, is that not a grounds enough to disqualify a candidate? I mean, for INEC as an institution to uphold electoral integrity, and you say this is the barest minimum, and if somebody is submitting something like this to you, then the person doesn't meet the barest minimum. But anyway, that is the work of the opposition. So opposition, you people have a work cut out for you now. So the thing you can do now is to charge it to court. The thing has to go to court so that we can know the truth here. We can really know, because if this is what was submitted, for me, I feel like no, it's a no. It's not holding. I don't know whether he's almost 100 years. I don't think so, Sha. um He said he's same age with Joe Biden. You cannot just say Tinubu should be arrested. Like, now that I'm saying this thing about Tinubu, you will be happy about it. But let me say something about your misleader now. You will come at me. Oh, I think I remember that you are one of the people that attack me here. I know. Abio. So, team, I don't know. I feel like this is this is like food made in heaven for the opposition. Like, if this is really what Tinubu has at the foundation of his desire to be the president of Nigeria, then there's a problem there. So this is something very easy for the opposition to take to court, because the INEC has to actually come out and explain to Nigerians if this is enough, and why should this be enough? Why should somebody be allowed to submit something blank and it will be enough? You understand? And then they will, just because you can say you have done it before, that you can say, okay, at least you tried to do something right. So it's the job of the opposition, to go for it, to go for it, yeah. Because I don't know what else to say. somebody work with best accounting firm in the world with ExxonMobil up to management, and you are saying he does not have. That is the onus of proof is on him. Like it doesn't matter where I work, but if I am coming for this thing and this is the document that is required, the burden is on me to provide it. There is no excuse. That is because we don't know your past, but at this point in time, this is the position you are going for, and the documents are open and they are public, and then you have to put in the documentation that qualifies you. So if you have gone even good enough, since he has worked for ExxonMobil as something like this, as something like that, they should have the records. If he lost it in his house, then they should be able to reproduce it for him. So if the opposition will take him to court, then he needs to bring it out so that as a foundation for the future generations. What is there to teach people that you have to go to school, work hard, write WAEC, write JAM, do like this, and then the people at the highest level don't even have anyone. They don't have, like, they can just make excuses and it will be okay. Like, really, you can't go to university and say they broke into my house, they stole all my certification, and it will be enough. They won't admit you now. Will any university admit you? They won't now. Yeah, somebody say, Joseph said, I've seen someone forge a certificate to gain employment as a doctor. Yeah, but maybe if you were doing that when you are not in public eye, when everybody's looking at your every move, so at this point in time, there is no place for forgery because Tinubu is in the public eye. He is a public figure, if you may. So he can't just do anything he does now, will just blow up, so if there was time for him to do that, that would be before he came into public limelight. But for now, it's not possible. So I've not seen your stars. So what is happening now? I didn't even see any stars today. Nigeria is the only country where affidavit of age declaration have taken the place of birth certificate. Tinubu and all other politicians in Nigeria are fraud. Okay. Madam, Punch News wrote Chicago University about his certificate and the university sent it to Punch. It's there on their website. Today, Okikiola, is it today? Was it published today? Yeah, I mean, this is food. Food is ready for opposition. You are here saying I'm regaining my voice. I'm not regaining my voice. Send me stars. You did not send me stars. You are there talking when I regain voice and when I lost voice. I beg, carry yourself. Go one side, Jare. Why don't you come and say it now? They use the court system in our corrupt country to launder their criminalities and legitimize their interests. I mean, there is a lot of things. Olumi, I greet you. Number to call in. Yeah, let me put the number. Yeah, it's either they take the rules and standards seriously, or they just remove it. Exactly. Ismail said, I love the way Tinubu is playing with their brains. I'm also likely to play with people's mind when I have the opportunity to. Madam, it's not everything opposition said that Tinubu campaign organization will reply to. Moreover, from Irluna. No, I'm not talking about but they just you keep going back there. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the forms that are outside that said this is what was submitted. So the question is this really what was submitted, or was something submitted other than that? The daughter is not 59 years. The daughter is 46. She just did a birthday the other time. There is no system people get employment and even oil allocation just by showing a complimentary card. Exactly. So I've put the number to call. Yeah, so let's make it brief. The time is going. Nigeria has required only school certificate, or if you can speak and understanding, it's a pity. So yeah, so if who wants to call? Paparazzi said you want to call. You can call now. Yeah, so my people, like I stand, Bright Honorable said it's not true. Well, like I said, if I was in the opposition, this is food made in heaven for me. If this was really what was submitted, I don't know. Then this is food made in heaven. This is something you can drag out, take it to court, publicize it, and then, so Inec has to explain, No, the burden of proof is not on the accuser. Because the accuser have presented the evidence that they have, Abi. Hello?
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, this is Jim.
You're welcome to.
Once again, yeah, thank you so much for, bringing up this discussion. And I always maintain my stand. 95%, I would say almost all Nigerians, we are not yet ready to live in a decent society. This particular issue is not just for the opposition. It's all about the integrity of the process.
Okay.
This is down to Inec. Say, for example, Tinubu, since 1999, has had variation regarding same issue.
Okay.
His inner circles knows these truths. Now, if Inec is willing to do their job, they need to go to their database. From he's been a former governor, a senator, all the forms he filled. If there's any variation, that stands him automatically disqualified.
Yeah.
Nigeria will not born. You see, my generation, we are not ready.
Yeah.
We have to set a national moral,
Yeah.
which everyone must align to.
Yeah, I agree.
Where would anybody accept such a form?
I don't know.
The same thing happened during Buhari. They brought all sorts of excuses.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about? People need to remember, this is politics. Politics is same everywhere.
Yeah.
Except Nigeria has more of violence. People will bring out the death. They will bring out
the worst case, everything they have against you.
They did it against Gordon Brown. They did it against Theresa May. Even Theresa May, they used her conditions for not having a baby against her.
Yeah. And she didn't last. She was the shortest prime minister, or was it Gordon Brown?
That's Theresa May. Even, okay, let's go to Gordon Brown. He was blackmailed up to the extent he got angry during an interview. He forgot the mic was on. He called a lady a bigoted voter. And it was on air. There is a day, it was even her own backbenchers that brought up all the evidence against her when she used to smoke cannabis while she was in school. Why can we not, for once, go on the path of it? I'm not talking about righteousness. I'm talking about integrity of the process.
Yeah, setting a standard of what is right and abiding by it. You know, regardless of who it is, regardless whether it's for my own or your own, if we accept that Nigeria we want a better Nigeria,
someone like Tinubu should be serving jail time by now or an ex-convict. Now, or even, I don't want to talk about Nigeria anymore.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about you know, whether he should be serving you know, jail time and all that. You know?
Okay, for example,
but
now,
I'm just talking about this form that I'm looking at now.
Now, in 2019, in which country, eve of election, a bullion van will be in somebody's premises? If Korema only had 20,000 pounds cash on him, and they're questioning it, like I'll say this, I don't want to. In fact, the truth is, we need to begin to put away our bias and our sentiment. Anyone is free to support any politician. But then let us not jeopardize the process because of our bias and sentiment.
And then, you know, when we have this high level of people who are, we accept their wrongdoing, then on what moral ground are we standing and condemning young people who are doing yahoo, who are doing, who are stealing where they are employed, who have no integrity in every small corner? Because you are not showing them any example of the benefit of being upright, you know.
Most people now who know this truth or who are taking their bias to the extreme, they are the same people that will cry that there are no functional hospitals in Nigeria, that the teachers are, you know, the civil service are not working. How will the process work when we try to compromise the most important thing, which is electing public officials? That is the most key thing that will drive any country forward.
Yeah.
Look where Dubai is today. Because of what? They have to have the right people, which you see, like in my job now, they are not talking about if you're sent or not, but there's what is called integrity of the job, which I'm not meant to compromise or disclose any data, because within my role, I'm exposed to see some certain data.
Yeah. And you sign. Yeah. The same thing with
so I'm not meant,
I'm
not meant to disclose it.
Yeah.
You know, people need to wake up. We
All right.
are the ones bastardizing, we are helping these politicians bastardize the process. At the end of the day, you know, Inec should do the investigation, which is very simple. They should go and pull up all Tinubu's forms from 1999 to 2022. And these forms are not 100 pages. None of them is about 10 pages. They need to look at. If in 1999 he provided information on his secondary school and primary school, and he provided when he was invited for the Senate, now why is he vacant? What is he refusing to provide some information?
All right, thank you so much. Let me take another caller. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, so the thing is, if we can do away with bias and look at this for what it is, you know, we are talking about somebody that is going for the position of the highest office, and what our brothers have said is correct. As a matter of fact, the form that he used for the first time, I actually have the picture here. So before another person, our brother that was calling before, you can call back because, you know, the line was engaged, so you can call back. Hello?
Hello, good evening, my sister Blessedom.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my name is Ifeanyi and I'm calling from Manchester, England.
Okay, you're welcome.
So, yeah, thank you, my good sister. So please, I have a contribution and, you know, I just want to say one thing. You know, I'm so heartbroken to see people, you know, commenting and, you know, siding evil and, you know, justifying evil in the land. You see, you know, where does this kind of a thing happen anywhere in the world? You see, it's an easy thing. You see, it's an easy thing. How can you say you've been to the university and at the same time you've not been to you didn't go to a primary school? You cannot provide your secondary school a certificate. Where in the world does this kind of a thing happen? You see, so what you are saying is that it's not about who is going to be there or whether Igbo, Yoruba or something, but we need the right candidate. You see, why would someone start with lies? Why, you know, you see, so
yeah, as I was saying, is this is like what is outside there, you understand, and we are seeing it for what it is, that this is not correct, and we don't know, does Tinubu and his team have another one, or is this what is available, you understand? So it's still open at this point, you know. So that's what I'm saying, that the opposition has food made in heaven for them, you understand, to take this thing to court and to put it to go to Inec, you understand, because this is politics, to go to Inec and make Inec to make public all the data that was submitted about all the candidates that are running for this office of the presidency.
Yes, so my sister,
you know,
I understand, but the thing is that why would the Tinubu team or whoever wants the opposition to go to court before they can access the information? Why not? If I'm Tinubu or whoever, I'll just make my certificate, primary and secondary school certificate, available. What's hard in doing that? Why would
there's nothing hard in it, you know. There's nothing hard in it. So we are not seeing it. We don't know, because this is what we are seeing. Our source is coming from the social media. You understand me?
Yes.
So we need it official.
Yes,
we need the official campaign to present what is official, because that's why I'm leaving it open. You understand me? Yes, this is what we are seeing on social media. So campaign, can you disprove this or prove, you know, like say this is wrong, this is the correct one, make it official. And if they are not doing this, then opposition, this is food made in heaven for you. Then, you know, you force them.
Yeah, my sister, this news has been trending for the past 2 days now and all that. So why can they not just come and they clear the air immediately? Why are they wasting time? Are they trying to put in something or forge in something or something? So what's the hard thing to do? If I'm Tinubu, I'll just come, make an announcement, or clear the air. Why is he wasting time? You see?
Yeah. I can see that you are very passionate about this, but it's okay. I get you. I get the feeling. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, my dear sister. Thank you.
Yeah. The place to present their evidence is competent cause as against. No. The place to present it is actually public. From the handle of the campaign. Say Tinubu campaign, they have their social media platform. They can present it. They don't have to bring it to court. So this is the formula that I showed it. I posted it, that this is what is, presented to us now, that this is what was submitted. I think 2 weeks ago, the one of Showore was trending. In the first result, he had everything F9. And then in the second result, he upgraded it, and everybody had a go at that result, and even question why it's still in statement of result. Why is even statement of result being accepted? After many years, you get your certificate. By this time, everybody should be presenting certificate. The people that present a statement of result is people who are just living, and I believe the process have been upgraded. So INEC shouldn't even be, really, if you want to say the truth, why is INEC accepting statement of result? Why? WAEC office is there in Ogba. You go and collect your real certificate. The statement of result is for the time being, before the whole certification is processed. But after so many years, the certificate should be there, should be ready. Why is everybody presenting statement of result even? So that's by the way. Showore's one was out and everybody scrutinizes and says, okay, fine, this is what he has presented. It was public. He is there. And somebody was talking about P2B's WAEC result, you know, and you know that he had a pass in philosophy. It was there, it's in the open, you know. So why should somebody's own not be there? You understand? So this is the form we see that was presented to Inec. So if this is what was presented to Inec, you know, the burden of proof is on Team Bat. Show us, what did you present? Disprove what is flying around now. Say, no, this is not the right one, this is the right one. Like, I interacted with one of the brothers that is Team Bat, and I was like, how can it be that the secondary school is missing? And he sent me the form that he used in the previous election, and in that form that he filled, he wrote actually about secondary school. I want to see if I will see that form. Yeah, so in that first form, he said that he went to St. Paul Aroloya Children Home School, Isoru or something like that, and then Government College. You know, I can't read it very well now, but you know, in this form it is there. This is the form that he used before, and it's there in the open. Let me show you guys. I don't know if you can, but I will post it later. So this is the form that was used before. I'll post it after this video. So obviously there was something that was presented before. So this one that we are looking at now is blank, 000, empty, nothing there. So it's a question mark, like I said. And if this is what was submitted, and in previous form we have this that he has already submitted, and you know, naming names, and now it's blank. So you know, there's a